It's Warp 10, the show where we count down just about everything.
This time on Warp 10, we're going to count down the richest comic book characters of all time. Let's go over the criteria for this list. Number 1, the character must have been in a comic book at some point. Number 2, they must reside on Earth. Number 3, this one's sort of a toss-up. They should have been self-made. I mean, heiresses or heirs can qualify for this list, but not people who own planets. That's all for the criteria. Let's get to the list. Coming in at number 10 is the Green Arrow. Much like Tony Stark, the Arrow inherited his company from his parents after they died. He's considered by many to be one of the worst businessmen of all time. Even with all this mismanagement, he still makes it to our list in the number 10 position. Number 9, the Green Goblin. Norman Osborn is sort of like Lex Luthor for the Marvel Universe. The reason he beat out the Green Arrow is he recently became the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., and he's using all of those resources to do his vile, evil stuff. He's basically systematically taking out every superhero in the Marvel Universe one by one. Number 8, Dr. Doom. Now this guy is hyperly intelligent and he uses that to his benefit. He's also the ruler of Latveria. He basically has a massive fortune if you look at it as the GDP of this small country. While this country is kind of small, it's still pretty good considering that all of that money is at his disposal to do what he wants with it. He continues to be one of the most esteemed and feared supervillains of all time. That's why he made it to our list. Number 7, Iron Man. Iron Man is so wealthy. Imagine that Stark Enterprises was Apple Computers and it was owned by one man, and he multiplied that number times 1,000. That's how wealthy Stark is. Unlike Dr. Doom, he's not the head of a country, he's the head of a mega influential corporation, and that's why he made it to number 7 on our list. Number 6, Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor owns LexCorp, one of the most influential companies in the DC universe. Lex is able to do anything he really wants. He's able to come up with some great inventions, take out superheroes. He's able to spend money on a presidency bid, all from his own bank account coming from LexCorp. Imagine Bill Gates try to kill some unkillable guy all the time. That's what Lex Luthor is. Number 5, Bruce Wayne, aka Batman. Bruce Wayne went from being an orphan to a mega billionaire all by himself. Of Wayne Enterprises, Bruce Wayne is the quintessential self-made billionaire. He did it all by himself, from being an orphan all the way up to being a billionaire, all on his own. Batman also is a superhero that really doesn't have any superpowers. It's all through the gadgets they have. So because he uses that money to make these great toys, therefore he's using it for good or evil, whatever side you want to go on. Either way, he's using his wealth directly to make him powerful. And that's why he ranks so highly on our list. Number 4, Adrian Veidt, aka Ozymandias. Adrian Veidt is from Watchmen, and he's kind of a bad guy. He's one of the richest superheroes in history. He has all the power and influence of Bruce Wayne, yet he goes a lot farther than Batman does. Veidt is so despicable, he goes out and kills people, then turns around and sells little miniature toys of himself. Because he's so crazy, and he's either a superhero or a supervillain depending on how you look at the Watchmen. He's got a genetically engineered cat, he owns a tower, which is sort of saying something, I don't know. Either way, because of this, he ranks number 4 on our list. Number 3, Namor. Namor is an underwater superhero, and before you think, wait a second, where does he keep all his money? It doesn't really matter, right? Because think of every single ship that has sunk in the history of man. Basically, all that wealth is his to take anytime he feels like it. Oh, you know, some Spanish galleon sank with, at the time, 5 tons of gold. Well, he just picks that up and brings it in, okay? Number 2, Black Panther. Black Panther, one of the first black superheroes, owns the country of Wanakanagata. And in this country, they have vibranium, one of the rarest minerals on the earth. And almost the entire country's resources come from vibranium. Vibranium is what Captain America's shield is made of. Very rare, very expensive. That's why Black Panther comes in at number 2. Number 1, Scrooge McDuck. But wait a second, he's not a superhero. I didn't say that. I said they had to be a comic book character. And Scrooge McDuck is definitely a comic book character. Scrooge McDuck has 1 hectare of gold, solid gold. If you want to know what that is, that's 30,000 meters square of gold. Plus he's got cash, all the mansions and everything else. He is the wealthiest by far of all the comic book characters on this list. Thanks a lot for watching Warp 10 this week. We're coming back next week with some more countdowns, so stay tuned. Once again, this is Warp 10 on N4G TV. Join us at n4gtv.com and partner today if you think your channel is ready to be a partner with YouTube.